Welcome, everybody, to Above the Ice and Into the Numbers with David, Christian, and Julian. We're back from another episode. We've had 2 Leafs games pass by in that time.
Two great games.
Oh, boy, we're in a completely different mood than we were last episode. And that's just the roller coaster of the Leafs season summed up into this podcast. Emotions riding high, riding low. We've now lost 5 of our last 6 and are sitting out of a playoff spot behind the Columbus Blue Jackets of all teams. How do you guys feel?
Unbelievable.
Stressed.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing today? Besides the Leafs,
I'm losing a little bit of hair.
I don't think either.
The stress is really getting.
Yeah, it's not a great day.
I've been here since 10 a.m. So that's great.
That's rough.
The TTC has been a pain. So
Yeah, all of the delays.
Yep.
And the construction
all day.
and like trains running when they're not supposed to.
It is horrible. Like
Yeah.
literally,
No, we have a great public transit system. here.
we do, and I'm proud to say that
Just
I
one
take it every
big-
day.
It matches the inconsistency of the team matches.
Yep.
the
Matches the public transit
Yeah.
of the
Yep.
city. There you
Literally.
go.
I think so.
I think that's what it is.
We're not on video, but I am currently wearing the jersey of the only good team in the city. I am wearing a Raptors jersey.
The Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays too.
Vladdy.
Yeah. All right. So 5 of our last 6 we've dropped. We lost to Calgary 2-1 in the shootout.
That was a good game.
That was a good game though.
Those are games that you're okay with losing.
Yeah.
Because David Riddick stole the game. It was probably his best game of the season.
100%.
And then Chicago was a little different. Freddie decided to forget how to stop pucks.
I hate to be I told you so guy, but we were sitting here last week and you guys were saying, "Oh, why don't we start Hutch against Chicago?" and I said, "Chicago's always a tough game." You guys didn't believe me.
Yeah. No, I do agree because against Chicago,
We cannot beat
we are
Chicago.
horrible.
Oops.
The last
Hit the
5
mic.
games we've played Chicago, they've been up 2-0 within the first 5 minutes.
Yep. Every time.
Doesn't matter if it's Sparks, if it's Hutchinson,
Yeah.
or if it's Anderson. If they're in a Leaf uniform, they will get lit up.
That game, I went out to go watch that game.
Yeah.
And before my food even came, it was 3-0.
I was watching all the fights. I watched the first period of the game, and then I was like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
I'm in a good mood tonight. I want to watch Conor come back and win.
Yeah. If there's something I'm happy about, that was
Yeah, can we
phenomenal.
talk about that instead?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
Conor-
talk about Conor McGregor.
Guys, Connor, what a beast, eh?
New weight division, first fighter in UFC history
Yep.
to have 3 knockouts in 3 different weight divisions.
Wow.
And he looks comfortable, to say the least, at 170. And he looks jacked,
Yeah.
too. Like, granted it is against a washed Cerrone, but, you know, he took care of him in the amount of time that
Michael Carcone.
Exactly.
Michael Carcone,
Yeah.
the Josh Levo trade.
There's a
boy.
rumor going around actually right now that Conor McGregor made 8 times the money that Donald Cerrone made in that night alone.
I believe it.
Makes
He's sort of the
sense.
poster boy for the UFC.
I mean,
pretty much.
nobody said we're going to watch the Corona fight. We said we're going to watch the McGregor fight.
Yep.
So-
Yeah, and you say that about every fight that McGregor is in, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
And man, that left shoulder,
That was key.
the fact that you can break a nose, and like that much power off of
Yeah.
a strike that's that tight, and with your shoulder.
There's one question we got to ask. Can he play right defense?
Yeah, seriously.
Should the Leafs sign Conor McGregor?
Needed grit?
I don't think we can pay him enough.
Oh my god.
Do we have the cap space to sign a guy that doesn't even play hockey?
I don't think so.
No.
Next, Jalen Ramsey.
Did you see the Hurricanes storm surge yesterday?
Yes.
They played dodgeball.
That was awesome.
The Leafs goalies have been playing dodgeball for about a couple weeks now.
Yeah,
How about the last decade?
they've been pretty good. Well, I mean, listen, Freddie, he looks burnt out,
Yeah.
to say the least. He doesn't look like himself. He looks like he's completely off his rhythm as well. He's got no flow. He needs this All-Star break.
Yeah.
We need him to be the Vezina candidate that he was earlier this season. This was truly, funnily enough, this was a tweet from Luke Fox. Ironically, Freddie's first All-Star appearance is coming in a season with his lowest save percentage.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
That's usually how it works though, because if you're like an unknown player or like not like a big name, you usually have your like really good season, and then the next year they'll give you the All-Star. You know, because like you need that name recognition.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see that for sure.
Like even Price last year, what was he like a 905, and he was an All-Star.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to do with performance. Like it's not. It's all name.
Yeah, they want the big guys there for sure.
I'm gonna list some names for you guys. You tell me what they have in common. It's pretty easy. Trevor Moore, Jake Muzzin, Morgan Riley, Ilya Mikheyev.
Injured.
Injured list.
They're all Leafs.
They're all Leafs. That's correct. And they are all not on the roster at the moment.
Okay, but does anyone really miss Trevor Moore?
I
Yeah,
do.
I do.
I do.
I don't know.
Fourth line. Well, I mean, he's gonna have to earn a spot back. But
Yeah.
Trevor Moore.
I would take him over
Ye-
Timashov.
Okay, but is Moore over Timashov really going to save our season?
Yes.
No.
He took down Zdeno Chara that one time.
That was great.
Actually, out of all of those players, what do you guys think the Leafs need the most?
Jake Muzzin.
Muzzin.
Muzzin for sure.
The team looks different with Jake Muzzin.
Yeah.
It really does. And it's unfortunate because in the offseason, when he's going to want a long-term deal, it'll be tough to give that to him because he's the type of player that when he falls off, he's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. But he is great right now. It's just a matter of how many years left do you think you have of Jake Muzzin at his current performance?
Man, it's tough because you also think about Tyson Barrie and, are they both gone? Is it just one of them?
I can't believe how excited we were for Barry at the beginning of the season.
I still love Trayson Barrie.
I
He's
remember-
doing okay now.
I remember a quote from David, like the first day of school.
I love him.
The first day of
When I met you.
the first day of sports media orientation, David goes, "I would give Barry 8x8 right now."
I
before
would.
he even played, and I said,
I would've.
maybe-
Still?
No.
I'm like, maybe we should see how he plays.
Opinions change. Yeah, but I mean, you also have to think about the start that he had with the team and the coach that he had.
Yeah.
And
But
how
there's also just players that don't fit in certain teams. Like,
there are.
I don't think he's a bad player.
Granted, he has been a lot better under Sheldon Keefe.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
everyone has, but
He's scoring at about a
Oh,
50-point pace.
everyone except Anderson, ironically.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Barrie was really allowed to be that creative when Babcock was.
He wasn't. He's a rover
Yeah.
as a defenseman, and he was deployed as like a guy that is decent on the breakout and will shut down at
Exactly.
the end of the game. And he really isn't that defenseman.
No.
He's the right-handed Morgan Riley
Pretty much.
in that he'll get you a lot of points and he'll jump up into the rush and he'll score. But in his own end, he's a bit of a tire fire,
Now,
and you deal with that.
what I'm about to say might come back and haunt me when we win the cup and Anderson is a Conn Smythe.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
But let's just say hypothetically, would you trade Anderson right now for Gorgiev's if he signed like a long term?
No.
No. What?
What are you talking about?
But listen, Anderson has 1 year left, and he
no,
might
he
not-
doesn't.
After this year, he has 1 year left.
Yeah, I think so. Because we signed him 5 years.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant.
No, like next year will be
Yeah,
his
okay.
last year.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if we re-sign him for how much, if he even.
But why would you give up Anderson for Georgiev?
I'm just saying, like, if that was the trade-off you need to make, because you get your goalie for the
No.
future.
No, man.
No, because you're talking about Freddie like he's been this 880 goalie for like
No,
the
no.
entire season.
But I don't know.
He has been every single year that he's been on this team, he's been the MVP.
Yep.
And I'd even argue that he's been the MVP this year as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
but eventually we're gonna have to cycle him out for a new goalie.
But I wanted to bring up something this podcast. I don't want to talk about eventually right now. I want to talk about. I've been thinking. I said there's not a lot the Leafs could acquire at the trade deadline. There's not a lot I would want them to go after. Some things have surfaced. There's a lot of options in Western Canada. You got guys like, I don't want TJ Brody,
No.
but you have guys like Travis Hamonic
I don't want to make a trade with the Flames.
who would be
Yeah.
available.
We-
But here's the name that I'm very interested in, and that's Darnell Nurse.
yes.
An RFA at the end of the season. He's big. He's left-handed. He's mean. He's the kind of guy that I would gladly take on. He'd
Yeah.
be adored in Toronto.
Oh,
hun-
He would. And that kind of defenseman would allow you to let Jake Muzzin walk.
Yeah.
but what do you give up for him?
You'd have to give up. That's what I want to talk about.
Well,
What do you give up
I think,
for Darnell Nurse? Because
Is this an off-season move or is this a now move?
I think
this is a now move.
I think it's got to be now because
This would be a trade deadline move.
Then you gotta match salaries here.
Yes,
what's Nurse getting currently?
I'll look that up. But
3.7, if I'm right.
He's a phenomenal defenseman. I think David's right when he says he would be adored playing on the Maple Leafs.
he's not perfect. He's nowhere near perfect. He's a bit streaky when it comes to point production. He is currently making 3.2. He's an RFA at the end of the season. He's 24 years old.
See, I think then that comes at the cost of like a Kapanen or like a
Which I'm
Janssen.
fine with at this point. Like, am I
I've actually really liked Kapanen
I know, but
ever since Keefe took over.
am I crazy that I've kind of given up on the season?
No, you are.
Okay.
I think it's. I don't know. I think it's good that the Leafs. We talked about this. This is still adversity. They're not out of it yet.
I
No.
know, but like,
They're not so far out of a playoff spot that we need to give up on the season.
but
Yeah.
The reason we're so upset is because they haven't met our expectations.
but this was the easy part of the schedule too, if you think about it.
I honestly think that there's so much that can happen still between now and the end of the season. Like just looking at
They
the
still have
standings.
33 games left.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, 33 games is gonna come down to 3, and it's gonna come down to the next 3 times we play Florida. We win all those games we're in. If we lose even if we lose 2 of them, I don't think we're gonna make
See,
it.
I think this is going to be one of those things where we end up finish third and play like, Tampa or Boston, or we end up finding wild card spot in Washington.
But like Florida's been so hot recently. I don't know if we're gonna be able to catch them now. They're 4 points ahead of us now.
We were the best team in the league.
Yeah.
But are we gonna be able to get back to that, or was that just a new coach bump? I don't know.
What I'm saying is Florida's hot right now, but so are we. And you cool down.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be 15,
Yeah, but
4 and
I
1.
think what Florida's doing is more sustainable because they didn't like fire their coach and get a new coach. Like the stats show, when you get a new coach,
Yeah, but they're also playing 80s hockey like the Leafs.
If you guys
The Panthers are the Leafs. We know
Yeah.
that, right?
yeah, but
They just have a couple better defensemen.
pretty much. If you guys look like if you're just looking now, do you think it's more likely that the Leafs finish third or the Florida finishes
I think
third?
Florida finishes third. Our only way of making it is in the wild card.
I'd be fine with the wild card because I think Tampa's going to take first.
You want to play
Hmm.
Tampa?
I'd rather play Tampa than Boston.
No.
Yeah.
No, I disagree.
I'd rather play Tampa than Boston.
I
as
think
well.
that'd be more fun.
It-
What
it-
would you
no,
ra-
oh,
would
no,
you
no.
actually-
For my soul, I'd rather play Boston. I'd rather play Tampa.
I
But
can't go through another
in-
loss.
yeah. In my head, Boston, we can at least get the 7. I don't know if we can get the 7 against Tampa.
I think
I just want to see something new.
I know. So do I.
I want to see something new. I don't want to see Toronto Boston.
no.
Can we just play New Jersey?
Yeah, let's do that. we're the biggest moneymaker in the league. They can give us a buy.
What are your thoughts on this? Is totally off topic, but a couple years ago there was that suggestion that maybe it goes in the system where the first place team gets to pick what team they want to play, and then second place picks. Like you pick the opponent you want to play based off your strengths and weaknesses.
I honestly
No.
I just want the playoff format to return to Eastern and Western Conference 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, and so
Yeah.
on. It is so much
The
simpler.
the 1 through 8 format. The basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing is we'd still end up playing Boston just because our luck.
Yeah, seriously. Well, honestly, like if the playoffs started today, right?
Who would we play if the playoffs started today?
Well, we're not in
We're
the
not in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
We'd play
Boston would hold on.
we
Boston would play Carolina.
we played a draft lottery simulator.
Washington it would be Washington, Columbus,
That'd be all right.
Boston, Carolina,
I don't want to see Washington Columbus again.
Tampa, Florida,
That'd be a good
Pittsburgh,
series.
New York.
Ooh.
No, that's boring too. Like
What about the
Pittsburgh,
West?
New York are two wildly different teams.
I
Ooh.
probably wouldn't watch the playoffs.
St. Louis would play Vegas.
That'd be cool.
The East, the teams in the East are just so
Colorado, Dallas, Edmonton, Calgary.
okay. The West would be great, but I don't think I could ever watch another Islanders game in my life.
Oh, I
I'd
just
watch them if they're. I don't. They destroyed the Penguins last year,
Yep.
but
But
I
it-
think
it-
this is a different Penguins.
Even
team.
that, it was still boring. It was like 2-1 games.
Yeah, I know. But no, I don't like watching the Islanders. But I'm saying Tampa, Florida would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Would it though?
Boston, Carolina would be awesome.
I don't even think Tampa and Florida is that big of a rivalry.
I think it is.
It's not a big rivalry. It's there aren't that many rivalries in the league.
Not any like good ones. Yeah.
There's like Vegas, San Jose.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you
That's
guys
really
con-
the only one I can
You
think
guys
of.
consider Toronto and Boston a true rivalry?
It's a
or-
one-sided one.
I really think San Jose should hire Gallant.
That'd be
that'd be so awesome.
so funny.
Holy.
And they play in the playoffs, even though San Jose's terrible.
That'd be so NHL.
Yeah.
That's so NHL.
Okay, would you take Gallant right now in the Leafs?
No,
No.
why are we firing Keefe
No.
No, I'm just saying, like,
as an assistant?
no, like, okay, if Keefe wasn't here, he'd be my first choice. I love him as a coach. I think he's a great coach.
Jargalant?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Players love him
good.
too.
He's good.
Okay, let's get a bit back on topic here. Going back to the Leafs. It's funny that the same arguments and same complaints that I've had about them earlier in the season when they were abysmal are applying now.
Yep.
In that they don't look like they care every night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I watch the Montreal Canadiens, who are desperately trying to be a playoff team, they are. If you take a shift off, you notice. If you're a Canadian, you take a shift off, you really notice. Kovalchuk has been unreal since he joined that team.
Gosh.
Yeah.
They hustle. The Blue Jackets hustle.
Yep.
They work so hard. And the Leafs, it's not even a matter of getting to the corners and get the puck and work and grind. It's a matter of take care of the puck. Be more responsible. Try. Ever heard about that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This is a good argument I heard. Do you think the Leafs need to miss the playoffs to learn that?
Huh.
I'd rather they didn't.
I'm saying, do you think, because these guys, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, they've never missed the playoffs. They don't know what it's like to miss the playoffs. So
You know what? That is a good argument. It's
How about I have a counter argument for you? And it's that the Leafs need to fight and get in on the last couple days of the season.
yeah, like
Because the last 2 seasons, they've been locked into that spot. And they coast for the rest of the year. It's
That's
been
right.
Tampa, Boston,
But
Toronto.
And look at the series we put up against Washington when we just squeaked in.
Yeah, they
That
battled.
That was a hell of a series.
But if I got to hear any of this,
Yeah, no worries.
David's in the dark.
It's all good.
Okay.
That's my emotional state at the moment.
Oh my god.
But I don't think the problem last year was that we were already in for a while, because I thought we played great in the playoffs last year. If I'm being honest, we should have won that series.
That game 6,
It,
man.
I think it went down to 2 games, and it was game 2 and game 6.
Yep.
Well, game 2
Was brutal.
we know what happened.
Yeah.
Jake DeBrusk got away with everything.
Or Kadri.
Kadri.
No,
Yeah.
I'm still team Kadri. What were you doing there? There's no defense.
But I still think DeBrusk should have gotten
Oh,
a hearing for that at the very least.
He's
Yeah, but it's Boston.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Did you
true.
see that thing with the Leafs? No player has gotten suspended for play on the Leafs since like 2012.
Suspended?
No player has gotten suspended
For like a hit or something
yeah,
that they
against the Leafs.
received.
So the last one I remember was David Clarkson hopping the bench.
No, I'm saying like against the Leafs.
Oh, against the Leafs.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And the Leafs have had like 15 in that time span. And
yeah.
the next most recent team is like Montreal, and like it's like 2017. So
Huh.
I'm not crying and
Let's-
like
Let's go back to what I brought up, though. Would you guys rather see the Leafs have to fight for the rest of the season and just squeak in?
You know,
Because you battle that kind of adversity and you sort of understand what it takes. Because those last 12 games of the season, those are playoff games.
yep.
If you're in a position like battling for a wild card or even battling for a divisional spot, those are playoff games.
yeah, definitely.
And it's going to come down. You're really going to see that's make or break, those
Yeah.
moments. If the Leafs can get off to a hot start after the All-Star break and then just coast, I think they'll get beat up in the playoffs again.
Like, I actually do like your argument, because what if it is that, we fight those last 12, 14 games,
Right.
whatnot, we get in, and then against a team like Washington, who's
Because the past
Lock.
2 years, we've gotten off to incredible starts.
yeah,
And then when January hits, we sort of just play 500 hockey and coast into the playoffs. And then they look unbelievable in the playoffs again, but they can't maintain that throughout a whole series. Well, if you want to win a Stanley Cup, you have to maintain that level of play through 4 series. You got to do that for 6 more weeks.
and I think that's the biggest problem with the Leafs. It's consistency.
It's been consistency, and it's been a matter of effort and not understanding what it takes.
But again,
Those kinds of intangibles are things that I'm wary about, because we're obviously, the 3 of us are big stat heads.
Yeah,
But it does matter. When you play hockey, you need to get into that mindset. You need to bring it up another level. And if the Leafs aren't going to be put through that, I think they're just going to get smacked
but
again.
I don't really think the problem against Chicago was effort. Like,
what do you think it is? There's no,
Anderson needs to make a save.
but
But
I don't.
that'll come.
But
He will.
But we outplayed Chicago in that game.
But I think also that
That's also score effects. We
Yeah,
went down like
That's
3-0.
true. But still,
like I think David has a point where Freddie has still been the MVP this season, because I don't think
I disagree with that.
I don't
Like,
think the Leafs are
he's-
even close to being out of the play. Like, I think they're way worse than that without Freddie.
But like, how can you say the goalie with a 909 save percentage is the MVP?
Because I think you're a little too hard on
when
him.
we literally have a guy who's on pace for 60 goals.
I don't know. I
I
think
don't know. I think
Just because I think if you take Austin Matthews away from this team,
But you can use that logic with any team. Any team, if you take their starting goalie, they're obviously pretty screwed.
Yeah.
So then
Goaltending is an important position.
Yeah. So then every team's MVP is their goalie. So
No.
I don't think that logic works.
No, there are teams that look at Florida. Bobrovsky isn't their MVP.
I don't know.
I wouldn't even say Washington. I wouldn't say Samsonov or Holtby are the MVPs.
I don't know. If you take Matthews off this team, I think we're done.
No, I think they're in a very poor position. My point is that Frederik Andersen, playing like Frederik Andersen, which he will, you can't let these little cold streaks get to you.
I don't know. There's a stat I saw on Twitter or something that he's been like below 905 in every month except December, where he was at like a 930. So really, it hasn't just been these last couple games. It's been the whole season, and he had that one little good stretch that's bringing up his numbers.
Well,
But look at the team in front of him.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I agree with that. I definitely think he's a good goalie, but he's part of the team. So if we blame the team, he also has to get blamed.
But
too.
if we were to
I understand that, but I'm saying I believe that he'll turn it around.
It's funny. I just see a dark room talking.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like, even if we were to get rid of Freddie, like, who?
No, I don't want to get rid of Freddie, though. That's not what I'm saying.
Christian wants to trade Freddie for a conditional 7th. Can you believe that?
I said hypothetical.
He thinks that we can get Shishjorkin
I did after.
for Joseph Woll
Oh my god.
and Austin
But
Matthews.
I'm saying eventually we're going to have to bring in the next goalie.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Okay, because what does that next Freddie contract even look like?
I don't think we re-sign Anderson.
Exactly.
I think it's
But
over.
wouldn't you want to bring in the goalie of the future now?
Now? Yeah. But that you're not going to pay your goalie of the present for the goalie of the
goalie of
future
the-
when you're trying to win now.
Yeah, I agree.
Georgiev is somebody who I feel like you need to keep in contact with the Rangers. You need to see what the sort of offers they're getting are like.
Have you seen their asking price? It's insane.
What is it?
I don't know. There's Darren Dreger. We all love Darren Dreger personally.
Oh,
He's awesome.
totally.
On Twitter, he said that Kapanen wouldn't even be enough.
Oh, no way.
So what's more than Kapanen? Like Nylander?
No.
Well, if you think about it, they also have Lundqvist, who has what? How many years?
Now-
One?
Another 2.
If I was the Rangers,
Or one.
why would
Yeah.
they trade Gorgiev?
And that's why the asking price is so high, because they know they don't have Lundqvist for that long.
But Lundqvist isn't even good anymore.
That's what. But
I'd waive Lundqvist. I'm just saying.
that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't.
That's why the asking price is so
You
good.
you wouldn't.
You waive. You're not in a position where you're fighting for a playoff spot. You didn't expect that.
Okay, then you just carry 3 goalies. Then I'm fine with that too.
You can't. Henrik Lundqvist. You have to think about the player and what the player means to this franchise.
I agree.
Henrik Lundqvist might retire as the greatest Ranger of all time.
It's an argument to be
I like
made.
Mark Messier,
Messier.
Brian Leach. I'm saying Henrik Lundqvist,
Bathgate.
top 3.
Yeah.
A fan favorite.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Like Rod Gilbert, the leader in points. What isn't even in that conversation?
Okay, why don't they do like a 25-25-25 3-way split?
Because that's not what they're looking to do. They see Shesterkin has really impressed them.
Yeah.
And they see they have a commodity that every single team around the league wants,
I don't know. I think that's.
and they can get a lot.
How many
for
games has
Georgiev.
Shesterkin played? Like 5, and you're willing to give up Gorgiev?
Do you guys think Gorgiev's dealt this year deadline?
No,
No, they.
I think it's gonna be an off season.
I really think they shouldn't deal him.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Chris on
No,
that.
believe me. I don't
don't-
necessarily agree with that. I
they-
think they should hold on to him. I think that he's their backup
What
goalie
do they
of the
need?
future.
Like, what do the Rangers really need right now?
Mm.
Like, if you're saying,
you just need young forwards.
yeah, but if you're saying, oh, they're not in a position to contend, then why are you trading a 23-year-old goalie?
Because they have another goalie who they think is gonna be even better.
Yeah.
And they see they can get a lot
But if we're
for what what would you rather need? What would you rather need? Top 6 wingers or a backup goalie?
no, but I disagree with you. You didn't say anything, but I think maybe backup goalie because the way the league's turning now, you need 2 good goalies. Look at some of the best.
I've
teams.
been saying this forever. Goalie load management is very important, but they're not at that stage yet. And if you can't find a backup goalie, you shouldn't be the GM of that team.
In the future, I don't think there's gonna be backup goalies. I think it's just gonna be you have 2 goalies, they play the same amount. Then you just have 2 goalies. Rask, Halak.
I thought you were going to talk about old Haas Cleghorn and his 120 starts. There will be no more backup goalies, no other pitches.
What?
We just have one man starting 128 games with 50 wins. and an ERA of 19.2 as the airplanes fly over.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
Well,
We're struggling to find stuff to talk about.
I think
it's the All-Star break.
I think it's like this. I think the Rangers are starting to realize Georgiev, his worth now is
His value now.
right? The peak. So that's the thing. What if he plays and he stays with the Rangers, year or two goes by, and he's not what everyone expected he's going to be?
Can I also bring up Adam Fox, who has been incredible
Really
this year?
good.
27 points in 48 games.
Well,
rookie
I
defenseman.
think the Rangers are very underrated.
They will be good.
D'Angelo,
It's not this season.
Tony D'Angelo is going to be
Awesome.
incredible.
Crapo, Kako is pretty poo.
Yeah, but he's 19.
I guess, but like,
He'll be fine.
he's being outperformed by Doc.
No, Kirby Doc has also been bad.
He got like 2 points yesterday.
Yeah, but he had really
Okay, but he also has
really
way
long
he also
points
has
stretch.
way less expectations.
No, I understand that, but I don't think any
And-
14 points in 45 games.
Yeah.
For who?
Doc.
Like, even Hughes has been bad though. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in this draft class is really impressed yet. But you don't need that. Some players take an extra year.
Is-
Also, Jack Hughes is on a terrible hockey team.
Yeah.
Is Nick Robertson the best player in the draft?
Actually, look at Steven Stamkos' first year.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Look at
that
Nikita
second
Kucherov's first year.
year. Yeah.
Something about
Okay,
lightning.
Kucherov was a second round pick.
Yeah, but he's still Nikita Kucherov.
Yes, but like
I don't even think Capo Caco or Jack Hughes are going to be Nikita Kucherov.
oh definitely not. But like a first overall pick, you should be expected to get more than 30 points.
No, believe me. I understand that, but you're also a first overall pick is going to
imagine
a
if
team
Ma-
that's probably going to get another first overall
Imagine
pick.
if Matthews came in his first year,
I expected
and-
40.
but imagine he struggled. Oh
But
my god.
It
I'm
was
so happy he didn't.
but it was
Yeah, no way.
I think it was the Eichel, McDavid, Matthews line A kind of performances in rookie seasons that really exploded the expectations.
Like it set the bar.
like
almost.
Liney's
of-
rookie season
thank you.
was so underrated.
It set the bar for rookie seasons because
Yeah.
people were talking about, okay, Matthews, if he gets 50 points, that'll be incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You got
Okay,
Can you think about that?
here's a random
Rookie seasons, the bar has been raised.
huge.
If you're a top 5 pick, and frankly, Elias Pettersson took 2 seasons.
Yep.
And now he's Elias frickin' Pettersson. He's
So-
unreal.
So here's my rant. There needs to be a difference between an 18-year-old rookie and a 20-year-old rookie because
And an Artemi Panarin year old.
yeah, but like I hate when people say like oh Barzal came in 85 points as a rookie, but
he's also
that was
20?
he was 20 at the point.
yeah.
So like if Matthews can get 70 points at 18, that's way more impressive than Barzal getting
He was
85
19.
points.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like right out your
No, I
draft.
don't know what you mean. That's the wrong age.
Like I don't know, like if you can perform as an 18 or 19 as a straight out the draft player, if you can perform in this league, you're gonna be a great player.
Let me ask you guys this question: if you had to predict the amount of points Lafreniere gets in his first year,
Depends on what team he's on.
Just say a random team.
all right, Detroit.
65 points.
Oh, I was gonna say okay. Then you know what? I'll go.
Playing with Philip Zadina, who scores 150 points and 70 goals.
Okay, you know what? Give me a different team.
All right,
Because I have the same answer. I'll say
Yeah.
I'll say like 65.
let's go with okay,
LA.
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 Yeah, I was just about to say LA.
45 points.
Yeah, like
Yeah?
no, like I say like 50.
They can't score.
Okay, but like I think he's that good.
No, I think he's that good, but you also need people to play with. And Alex Iafallo, I like him. And I mean, he'll play with Kopitar, who's underrated
what? Like,
again.
Kopitar. Oh
If
my
no, but if you can get like some of that Akil Thomas, Lafreniere chemistry from Team Canada.
Dude, that Arthur
Oh.
Kaliev as
Oh
well.
no,
He's a beast.
Arthur Kaliev is actually 35 years old. Have you heard that rumor
No,
that he got passed up in the draft because his like
because he's lying about his age.
yeah his like
Really?
apparently he's actually like 23.
And he says he's 18. Let's look at him.
That'd be crazy
That
because
would be crazy. He doesn't have a picture on Hockey TV.
he had like 50 goals, 100.
The
like
conspiracy
Oh my
continues.
God.
his season was insane last year, and he was a late second. I don't know if I believe that kind of stuff, but
that is a
I don't know.
it's interesting.
He looks a little old.
His numbers suggested top 10 pick.
wow.
No, they did. That's pretty interesting. But also, GMs are very dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, very.
There's only been about I don't know, 31 circulating the league over the past 3 years.
This is breaking as we speak, but have you heard about Cody Ceci, how he's potentially getting shopped?
Please.
Apparently, there's
Okay.
no market. Apparently, I think it was
There's a market
Uh,
for Cody Ceci.
What?
it was either Dmitry
Winnipeg.
Filipovich or Myrtle. They said there's a market for Cody.
Just
Ceci.
somebody. Give me somebody.
If there's a market for Cody Ceci, even if it's like 6 shoelaces, I'd
A
probably.
bag of pucks.
Hey, you got to think about with Cody Ceci, you get $4.5 million in cap relief.
I saw this video.
Yeah. That's
thought-
the biggest part of that.
I saw this
deal.
great video. It was Cody Ceci goal compilation for this year, and it was just the one goal.
The one goal against Columbus.
And it looped.
For like 15
Can you
minutes.
send that to
That's
me? That is
incredible.
Yeah, I'll
fantastic.
find
That's like the Jeremy Lin highlight pack in the
Yeah, yeah,
finals of
'cause-
him like adjusting his sleeve.
Yeah, because the guy did like a Nylander one and a Matthews one, and he's like, "Yeah, I've gotten so many suggestions to do a Cody Ceci one," and it was just the one goal with like
Speaking
intense
of-
music.
Speaking of William Nylander,
Speaking of my Swedish,
I'm gonna
son,
go through an NHL timeline of William Nylander.
I'm gonna get some water up.
Rookie season, he steps in, forms a pretty solid duo with Matthews, puts up 61 points, I believe, in his rookie year.
I think
Let's
you're
see.
right, actually.
And the main talk about him, so yeah, 61 points, is let's trade him for, I don't know, Noah Hannafin. Noah Hannafin's been thrown around a lot when it comes to Nylander.
Good defense.
So, okay. We come in under the next year.
We still
He
should
puts
pick
up
Nick Ritchie.
Another 61 points, 41 assists. And everyone talks about, hey, we should trade William Nylander. we have a surplus of forwards, and we should probably trade him. Next year, his contract's up. He holds out for a while. Ends up playing 54 games, only puts up 27 points. That's on pace for 41 points in a season. That'll drop down by 20 points. Let's trade William Nylander because he's not worth his contract. What's this? William Nylander's coming into his 5th NHL season, 4th full one. He had a training camp. And in 49 games, which is 5 fewer than he played last year, he's already at 43 points, and he's tied his career high in goals. Hey, he's really performing to his contract.
Let's trade him.
Let's trade William Nylander. Why does everybody want to trade William Nylander?
And you know what, David? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because since day one, you were behind Nylander.
You
I-
can go back to last year
I-
when before we signed him. My buddy and I were like,
I'm the biggest Nylander fan.
yeah,
so-
he's very good.
And,
And he's been a lot better with Tavares as well. He's been a little more responsible defensively. He's always been a very underrated neutral zone defender.
Yeah.
Always top of the Leafs in terms of zone entries and transitions. Probably our best transitional forward. And he's scoring a lot of goals in front of the net.
well, I'll tell you this much.
Is it because he's pretty?
That's why we should trade him.
Yeah.
I think,
Spend too much time on his hair.
speaking of Darnell Nurse,
And
right?
scoring.
They're saying that it wouldn't be a Kapanen or thing. Nylander was the player suggested for Darnell Nurse.
Yeah,
That'd be
okay.
way too much.
Maybe if Nylander spent some more time throwing hits instead of scoring goals, he'd be a
Yeah.
better player.
Yeah.
If his name wasn't dragged through the mud, if William Nylander was on, let's say, Chicago, how would we be talking about him?
Who would he be playing with?
I'm not trying to think about the points he would score. I'm thinking about the profile that he would have been given
The
in
amount of
this league.
The amount of players that Nylander has more points than, but are so much more well respected in the league than him is insane.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's true.
He was left off of TSN's top 50 players list. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't care.
If it actually meant something, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I really do like Nylander now. Trust me. I know I was hard on him earlier.
I don't know if I'd put him on a top 50
But
list.
yeah, I was just.
He
about to say
maybe
that.
squeaks in at 48. It's like
Yeah.
the highest he'd go.
Yeah, I don't think I would put him in there. I think he's top 100, but I don't know.
Oh, definitely. I think even if he did make a top 60 list, he's a lock.
Is,
Yeah.
is nobody talking about how bad Tyler Seguin has been this year? Oh my god.
The Stars don't score.
No.
But they defend.
And Sagan's in the All Stars.
It's weird. They've just sort of flipped. Remember Kari
It-
Lehtinen?
Didn't they used to be like a good offensive team?
Remember Kari Lehtinen and Antti Niemi?
That team was so fun.
Hold on. Lehtinen and Niemi, they made over $10 million total. And that was their duo.
Gee.
And they sucked. And
like,
all they could do was score. And they're like, please, bring us a defenseman. And then they signed Bishop and they signed Hudobin.
can anyone check if Hudobin's a UFA?
I'd love Oh my gosh, Anton Hudobin.
Oh please.
He'd be like the new McElhaney. Everyone would love him.
He'd
I
even
still
better than
miss
McElhaney.
McElhaney.
But like, I don't know how Khudobin has never gotten a starter job. If you look at his numbers, he's always been like a 920.
Because he's good at what he does.
Yep.
This is the last year of his contract. He's UFA, and he's 33.
That's not
Wow.
even that bad.
I would still take. Yeah,
I would give him like 2.5 mil, honestly.
that's fair. The way he's played too, he deserves
But
that.
I
kind of money.
don't see why the Stars wouldn't keep him.
Hudobin?
Don't-
Oh no, they're gonna do
Don't they
everything.
have
can to.
what's his face? That young guy, the American.
Ottinger?
Yeah.
There you go.
Does he still exist?
Yeah, he's meh. It's a goalie too, so you
Is
can't
it-
really predict anything.
Still one of the weirdest things is that Florida.
9-12. Okay, he's doing very well. 9-12 in 22 games in the AHL.
Oh, it's really good. Florida drafted a goalie 13th overall
Spencer Knight?
Yep.
and then gave another goalie 10 million in free agency.
Yeah, smart.
But I think they
Stonks.
need
But
Bobrovsky.
But what's the point of that? Why if you're gonna sign Borowski, why are you drafting Knight?
Stonks. That's
Honestly, like that's
why. Because it doesn't hurt to have a good goalie
yeah, but
coming up in your franchise.
13th overall pick.
They could have.
They could have got Caulfield. Like
I'm more curious.
I know we like shit on Caulfield, but like he's still gonna be a great player. They could have had him.
No, he will be a great player.
He will.
Maybe not because Montreal ruins prospect.
What's more
But-
intriguing to me about the Panthers is when they're finally going to call up Owen Tippett.
Yo, that.
I hate the Panthers so much.
I hate them too. I hate their fans. I've gone to a couple games. They're so annoying.
Wait, are you being serious?
Mainly because we got smacked 6-2.
wait. Oh, I thought it was like a joke that they have no fans.
Yeah, I thought they were throwing.
No, I actually hate their fans. Tippett is 35 points in 43 games
I
in
thought
the
you
AHL
were
this
gonna say
season.
Tippett is 35.
Tippett is 35 years old. 35 points in 43 games.
No,
And they won't put him into a game.
Kaliev is 35 years old.
Owen Tippett's a great player, man.
He will be.
Give me Phil Kessel vibes.
Remember him on the Steelheads?
That's great. I like
I know.
Phil Kessel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was on the Steelheads.
Yeah.
I watched him play on the Spirit against the Jennies last year. He was pretty good.
Jennies.
I don't know why they don't call him up. It's not like they need offense
Why don't the Leafs call it Bracco?
because Bracco isn't a complete player.
But like, why not? Like, what are we losing at this point? We've already called up every other player.
I
We
don't
called
know.
up Bracco.
For
Just
didn't play
him.
I don't think. I don't think they're gonna play. I think.
I don't think he has a future on this team.
and trade him.
Yeah, when they find a trade, they will.
But I'd say get him up, put him a couple games with Tavares and Nylander, get him like 5
Ooh.
points, and then trade him.
And then trade him.
Here's my question to you guys: is it a necessity for the Leafs to get a defenseman at the trade deadline, or is it?
We've talked about this. I'm sounding like an owl now.
But
Who we gonna get?
I'm saying this, or is it a bigger necessity to just put the friggin' effort in
But you
and just play?
can someone check the standings? Are we bottom 10 yet?
No.
I just want bottom 10.
He wants top 10 protect.
I do not want to finish 11th.
We're 15th.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about the draft
What do you mean 15th?
overall?
Like 15th last.
No,
What do you?
15th overall would be in a playoff spot.
that's not how the playoffs work, man. They're a Western Conference team.
Yeah.
The Eastern Conference is higher up than the Western.
Wait, so if we
The Flames are
Yeah.
below us in the
Yeah.
standings, and I think second in the division.
That's true.
okay, if there was 10 games left, and we needed to win like 8 of them, but if we lost all 10, we'd get our pick. What would you do?
I'd win 8.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd rather be in the
I
playoffs.
want to see the
No,
Leafs make the playoffs.
But like, you got like not having our pick and missing the playoffs would probably be one of the worst things.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd survive, especially in this draft.
Well, okay. And here's the reason why I want to see the Leafs make the playoffs.
But why is Christian talking about tanking again?
But like, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. What's the point of making the playoffs?
Look,
if we're just gonna lose round one?
I'm not saying the Leafs will do this, but look at what Columbus did.
You sound like every fan of every team when LeBron was in the East.
Yeah.
I know.
What's the point of making the playoffs if we just have to play LeBron?
Literally, as I'm wearing a Raptors jersey, but just say, what if we just traded Muzzin and Barry at the deadline?
Why?
Got some more assets.
What would you want
Then-
from us?
then
and
Christian's
finish-
very moody
then-
today.
then
Yeah.
finish-
He's in a bad
No,
mood.
but I'm excited. Like, what if we could get like Drysdale out of this draft?
Okay.
I was
but
thinking about that. Oh my gosh, Drysdale.
Or even, okay, he's like the only good defenseman. But even if you get a forward, who cares? Perfetti, like one of those guys.
if we were to get a pick this year, that's good. I would needs to be a defenseman.
But there's only one good defenseman in this whole draft.
Just make Lafreniere play defense.
No, but then
Burns did it.
No, but you trade Muzzin and Barry. Maybe get more first round picks. We can have 3 firsts.
Stop.
Could we get a first?
First, you gotta
Stop.
focus on the now.
Could we get a first for Muzzin?
I want to see the
Yeah.
kind of GM modes Christian plays, where he builds this great team on paper, but something about him just doesn't click in the sim, and he's like, you know what? Wait, can I swear we're not believing this? So this going
It's
straight
on
to you.
YouTube, yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. let's just trade everybody for picks.
Okay.
Give me your picks.
but
And then he gets the 4th. He finishes last, and he gets the 4th overall pick. He's like, you know what? I'll trade my 7 first rounders for the 1st overall, and it'll be a defenseman. I'll draft Drysdale.
Us 3 need to do a full season. We all pick a team when we do an NHL 20 GM.
oh my god, that'd be so jokes. But the thing is, do you think we can get like a first Grunstrom and Jersey for Muzzin?
Fuck off.
Christian, just
Shut up. What are you talking about? Stop trying to tank.
I want to make the playoffs, man.
Are
What?
you all in for Dolan?
I am.
So wait, Chris,
I gotta think of something that rhymes with Lafreniere.
answer this question: Are you
I will be
Are you
there for
giving up on
Lafreniere.
Are you giving up fully this season?
Are you in? As the
Wh-
crowd
wh-
awaits.
Whether it's rain, snow, or hail, we will tank for Drysdale.
It took a little while.
I think that's a great way to end the podcast.
Oh,
Christian's
boy.
very moody today. Well, don't worry. We'll calm him down. We'll say, hey, don't worry, man.
Leafs
Freddie-
will win their next 10.
Freddie's gonna turn it around.
Is the next podcast? Is there even a game?
I'm excited for the Leafs to go in a heater and go like 8-0-2, and I'm like, yeah,
Okay,
baby.
I didn't insult any of the players' kids this episode. Such an improvement.
That is an improvement.
Their next game is against Nashville.
Well, what was you never insulted a kid.
Yeah,
You insulted a baby.
I said screw Tavares' kid.
Yeah, a baby.
Okay, but like,
What do you guys think about this? They
Screw that
play
baby.
Nashville, then Dallas,
Yeah,
then the Sens,
Yeah.
and then the Panthers again.
yeah.
okay, but
I like it. Why don't you guys like the fact that we're fighting for a playoff spot? This is exciting.
I like that.
it's only fun.
There's
I'm just-
33 games left. There's a lot of time. There's
Yeah.
a lot of hockey to play. 33 games. That's
Okay,
more
you
than
know what?
32.
It-
And the standings are really like it's not. There's like here's a good question. Does Chicago make the playoffs? Because
No.
look how
No.
close
No,
those standings are.
No.
No.
But take in, since that Leaf game against Chicago, there's been 4 games that like we had our eye on, and all 4 went against us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every game is going against us right now. Philly's winning, Columbus is winning, Carolina's winning, Florida's winning.
Well, Philly's only winning if they're at home.
Yeah. Seriously though.
16
Seriously,
4 and
though.
4 at home.
Okay, realistically, I think we're not joking. I think we can catch Philly and Columbus, but I think we'll finish wild card too.
Okay. I'm
And
fine with that.
and then lose in 5 to Washington.
I'm gonna for real say I think Boston takes this division though. I don't think Tampa
No,
catches.
I think Tampa's going to
Tampa
take the
catches
division.
I don't.
Tampa's 3 games in hand, and they're 8 points behind.
I'm scared of playoff Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
I don't want to play those guys. Those guys are so
Playoff
annoying.
OV.
Those guys are so annoying. I hate those guys.
Do
See,
you, guys
'cause-
think, do you guys think Ovi's going to win the Rocket?
Yes.
He's going to get another hat trick.
But
when he comes back.
I called this. Maybe not you guys, but I said to my other friends. Ovechkin does this every year. He's like 10 goals behind, and then
2 hat tricks.
then
And he's
right
back.
right before the All Star game, he gets like 2 hat tricks.
Well, look at that though. Pasternak 37, Ovechkin 34, Matthews.
Imagine he
34.
loses it by 1 game because he got suspended for missing the All Star game.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Can Anderson do that? And Anderson,
We need Matthews to get one more hat trick, baby. Get back up
Yeah.
Matthews
whatever
hasn't
he
scored in
wants.
2 games. Should we trade him?
there.
I think it's time.
Hot take.
Is Matthews worth his No. Yeah, obviously he is. Listen, I like this.
I don't.
I'm not exactly happy about it.
If we win our next game, I'll come here and I'll be singing great tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we come back after this break and lay a brick against Nashville and lose like 9-2,
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, quick thing to everybody who was an Leaf fan. They were talking about how like emotionally unstable we are. Listen, you cheer for a team like this long enough and they'll do it to you too.
Damn straight.
We are scarred and we're only 18. But we've seen some of the worst teams.
Wonder how my dad
And this-
feels.
And the thing is, my dad's like, "Oh, you haven't been around as long as I have." Well, you know what? I've seen worse at younger. You saw a cup, Dad.
your dad saw a cup?
Yeah. He was that old.
Jeez. Actually, before we do end the
Born in
podcast, it was stated
1952.
this week
I
that
saw a couple
game
cups.
of the decade, Leafs versus Boston, Game 7.
Oh, fuck off.
That's stupid.
give a fuck.
Who cares?
How dumb
Who
is that?
cares?
How dumb.
I don't
Because the
care.
NHL likes to pick on us.
The NHL hates their biggest fan base.
They do. Imagine if the MLB had to decide a game of the decade and it was one about like the Yankees collapsing.
Mm.
Except the Yankees win.
The
Yeah.
the Leafs and Yankees have the same amount of championships in this last decade.
Mhm. That's a fact.
Thanks.
If you think about it like that, the Leafs are the Yankees.
If you think about that,
of the NHL.
the Leafs have won the same amount of cups as every other team in the 2020s.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And with that,
I think that's where we're gonna end this.
yeah, we'll say goodbye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Above the Ice and Into the Numbers. This has been Julian, Christian, and David. We will be back next week on Wednesday, maybe also on Spirit Live as well that time.
Yep.
Spirit Live in association with Ryerson University.
Shout out to the Sport Board.
Show it to the
Sport
Sport Board. Make sure you
Follow.
follow us on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube.
That's
To
it.
those 20 people who watch the YouTube videos.
The
Thank you very
OGs. When we
much.
blow up, we'll remember you guys.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Take care.
See ya.
See you.